Well, it's time to look at some more buggies. So, a couple weeks ago, I rebased my ork UFOs onto the 150 millimeter ovals, and I've been using them as Megatrack scrap jets quite effectively. Got the wingtip missiles. This one has the rocket cannon. And the other one I just added more missiles to. I also added the rear firing big shooters as well. So slight modifications to these guys, mainly rebasing onto the 150 millimeter bases to make them some of the new buggies. So what I did was I went ahead and where did they go? Bought a couple more 150 millimeter bases. The other ones I bought were MDF because I found them pretty cheap. They were about $4 each, and these were about $5 each shipped. These are just obviously takeoffs. I'm a bit seller on eBay, but I have two other buggies which I made a long time ago. This is the first one. This is a resin model. It is from a company called Ramshackle Games, and it's called the Badger. It is I said it's resin, but it's a very interesting resin I would work with because it's very brittle. It doesn't cut very well, it just kind of breaks. So that's this one here, and what I did was I just put a plastic card peg in there in the bed, and I have this can slide over this. So this is big shooters, and I also have a rocket launcher for it. So yeah, those are the weapons for that. And the other one I built a long time ago is actually based on a World War I tank, and it's probably one of my favorite models. A little bit of framing here, I guess. Hold on. And I have videos for all these up before, of course. I've had these like this forever, so it's nothing new, and I have to go back quite a bit to find them. But this is a truck engine, of course. It's got a directly fed into the differential going into the drive wheels for the tracks, and so I got weapons for it. So this is actually stuck on with white glue. I haven't taken it off yet, and I can't seem to find the other rocket, unfortunately. But there's also another big shooter for it, so I can have the pair of big shooters. It's also got a scorcher. It does go on that side. So these are magnets. They're just small magnets. They don't stay on very well, but this was more of a showpiece than a play model anyway. Lots of firsts with this thing. I used pigments. I used hairspray method on this. Lots and wires for hoses and cables and stuff. So these are the two buggy vehicles I have. So the question is, what do I run them as? Because they're still way too big to be actual war buggies, and they fit perfectly on these 150 millimeter bases, so there's no reason, oops, did it again, to not run them as different as some of the new stuff. So the one I'm considering the most are the Boomdaka Snaz wagons. So, and they have, each model is equipped with a mech special and a big shooter, and each model's crew is armed with burner bottles and a grot blaster. So basically I can just build a much bigger gun for the bed of this guy, because on the actual model the mech special and the big shooter are coaxial on the turret. So I can do that, maybe put a battle wagon gunner in the back. I have to break off those guys, I'm not sure. They got rockets in the back, spare ammo. And with this one I could probably again build a big shooter and a mech special running off the side sponsons. I don't think it'd really work out that well. Maybe put a grot on here too for the grot blaster, and I don't know about the burner bottles. So the thing is about the Snaz wagon, it's got a lot of things going for it. The one thing it doesn't have is a melee weapon like the scrap jets. So it's just base attacks, no AP, 1 damage. But what it does have, this is the one that has the billowing flames, which distract one to hit from to hit rolls for attacks made with ranged weapons that target this model. So that's pretty cool. So it's got built-in exhaust cloud, basically, and you can still use the stratagem on it to give it -2 to hit if you really wanted to. Add 1 to hits with the big shooters. It's got here we go, mob rule, Daka, and speed mob. Riding shotgun, he can throw grenades and shoot with his pistols in the same time, and it explodes. And it's only 100 points for the Boondaka Snazwagon, so I don't think that's a bad deal for what you get out of it. The next special, of course, is 24-inch range, assault 9, strength 5, -2, and 1 damage. That sounds pretty good. You can just kind of harass things at 24 inches, stay on objectives, and kind of plink things down at a little bit at medium range. So, the Snazwagon is a distinct possibility. The other one that's only $100 is the custom Booster Blaster. And it too lacks a melee weapon, which might explain why they're cheaper than the other ones. And its main gun, is equipped with a rivet cannon and 4 burnout exhausts. And you got stick bombs and a grout blaster. So it doesn't have a melee weapon, but it does have a spiked ram. Each time this model finishes a charge, select an enemy unit with 1 inch, and on a 4+, it suffers D3 mortal wounds. So it doesn't have a specific melee weapon, but it does have that spiked ram rule, and it has a grout gunner and riding shotgun. So the rivet cannon is assault 6 with 36-inch range, strength 7, -2, and 2 damage. And the burner's exhausts are basically D3 flamers that auto hit. So he has 4 burner exhausts. So that would definitely work for this. I could probably just put on the rivet cannon and maybe a grot and call that good. It would work really well. And again, it's only 100 points. So it is an option. And both of these guys are strength 5 with 8 wounds. Unlike the Scrapjet, which is strength 6 with 9 wounds. So the other options, of course, are the Shock Jump Dragster and the Ruckatrack Squig Buggies. And you know, I keep hearing the Squig Buggies aren't that good. And you know, I'm looking at these shooting at the 36-inch range assault, basically 3d6 weapons. I'm trying to figure out, one of which hits on 4s. Maybe it's just a price because they are 140 points. So, and they do have the extra, and they do have the extra wound, like the Scrapjet. Excuse me. But I said they're 140 points. So, and the last one is the Shock Jump Dragster, which is, I think, 120. It has a shock rifle, and it does have melee weapon. It has assault laser, strength +1, which is at 6. -1 AP and 1 damage with 4 attacks, and I think it's a little bit more. So I'm really on the fence. I think we're definitely going between the custom Booster Blaster and the Boondaka Snazwagon. Probably go with the Booster Blasters because right now, if I'm not running Ludas, that strength 7 might become useful versus the strength 5 weapon. So yeah, but the Booster Blaster doesn't have the billowing fumes rule either, so I'm really on the fence on what to do with these guys. So, and the other thing is, I like the rebase on the War Boss I did so much. Actually, I'm going to do my other 2 characters, so I got my Force Field Jet Bike Mech. He's getting a new base with the new size. As is my Pain Boy, which is converted from a Forge World Not Biker kit using watch parts. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, is getting these guys rebased. I got my Cold Star primed and based in black, so it might get painted soon. You know what? I could almost probably just do one of each, but you know, I don't really want to do that. And you know, there's not a lot of difference between them, so I could probably just call them whatever I want, as long as it's consistent. So, but again, I think I'm going towards the exhaust cloud one with this 9 shots. But I really think the strength 7 shots would be better for the way I play. But anyway, that's neither here nor there at the point. So I got to make that decision, but I can make the decision after I base them. So I can work on the bases for these if I want to first before I make that final choice. So I'm going to finish up these two characters on their bases, and yeah, that's it for now. So that's a pretty long video, a lot longer than I would like it to have been, but there's a lot to discuss onto which buggies I want to do. And I said it's a combination of what is the most effective on the game and which is most easily represented by the model that I have. So let me know what you think, which should be. I really would like them both to be the same, just because I like to run things in pairs. I don't think one of anything is representative of what it can do. So that's it for this video. Again, it's a lot longer than I wanted it to be, and thanks for watching.